Welcome to a brief overview of CK DatacheCK, a utility designed by CK Systems to assist Pegasus software providers by greatly reducing the conversion time required when moving customer data from Pegasus Opera 3 VFP to the SQL SE variant. Pegasus provide a health checker as standard in the SAM utility, which checks the data and informs you of any issues that will prevent conversion, but it does not assist in correcting these items. CK DatacheCK reduces the engineer's time in correcting data integrity. The utility is written in C and uses VFP drivers and requires a minimum of .NET version 8 runtime to be installed, and it is recommended to be run from the Opera server. On the left side of the screen are the default paths of the data, which are read from the SEQ file in the system.dbc. These are set as defaults in the settings menu in the CK DatacheCK utility. However, if you wish to convert a different company's data set at a later date, these can be edited manually. Underneath these are the data cleaning menu buttons, and to the right is a visual display which will provide detail of the processes each option is performing. As well as providing a visual view of the utility creates audit trail files of the data corrected, and these are saved in the VFP data folder of the company being converted. As you can see, the Opera SAM Health Checker has identified 32,000 errors preventing conversion, most of these being referential integrity errors. We can now run CK DatacheCK on the VFP data to clean as many of these issues as possible in minutes rather than the hours it may take an engineer to manually amend. To run the routines, simply click on the buttons in order from the Fix and Report menu. DataPack. This routine cleans the data for records that are already marked for deletion as standard in the Opera data. As you can see, a zip file is created, and when the routine is completed, the buttons turn green. Clean empty mandatory numbers, dates and strings. This will check the tables for any fields that don't have numerics where they should be, and or dates or asterisks in fields that shouldn't exist. Clean remove missing stock sales purchase records. This removes the main referential integrity records preventing conversion from the main tables. As you can see in the visual record, it tells you exactly what the routine is doing, and it will also create an archive as mentioned before. Clean to links, remove missing stock sales purchase records. This will now go from the related tables and remove any orphaned records that don't exist in the main tables. Replace clean missing numbers with zeros. This routine checks all the tables in the Opera database schema and corrects any corrupted numeric fields. As you can see at the footer, there's a routine bar that shows how far the process has completed, as well as showing the information in the visual database. The last two items, report all deleted data in the final pack, what these will do are create the full zip files of all the items from all the tables that have been removed. You can use this for historical reporting purposes. If I go to the Opera database, you will see already there's a CK DatacheCK created. That was from the original pack to remove any items that had been marked for deletion as standard in Opera. And now that we've run the main reports, you can see we're now starting to get record of all the items that have been run. Okay. So just report all the deleted data. That's now created a final zip file of everything that's happened and a final pack to tidy all the data after the clean has happened. Go back to that now, and you can see now in here there are later zip files that have been created, and you see the tables like chval, for example, where referential integrity records existed, and these are the items that have now been cleaned and removed, but a record is kept for reporting purposes. Now the data has been cleaned, we can now recheck the data in the SAM Health Checker and rerun that. And what you will see as we go through, those 32,000 errors have now been reduced to just 22 errors. These health check data can now be corrected by the engineer with discussion with the client for these minor errors. The health checker cannot correct all the data. These 22 errors that are here, basically sales codes that exist on a stock header record, but they no longer exist in the sales code table. So there needs to be a discussion between the customer and the engineer whether those codes should be reset up in the sales code table or replaced on the stock header with a relevant code. But that's a decision for the customer and the engineer rather than the data checker to decide for you. But as you can see, down to 22 errors, CK DatacheCK has vastly reduced the time it will take to get the data ready for conversion, so reducing the conversion costs to your clients and making SQLSE onboarding a more cost-effective process. For more details on licensing and cost to use CK DatacheCK for Pegasus Opera, please email enquiry@cksystems.co.uk for a discussion. Thank you for your interest in CK Systems products for Pegasus software.